really proud of our club. It was a good win for us. You know, the game was tight there for the first 4 innings, and you guys know the wind was just howling in, and it's really tough to score on a day like that. We have an older group of position players, a physical team. You know, I think we're going to hit our share of home runs this year, and even though we did hit 2, I didn't think that was going to happen, but I thought it was good for us to force us to play a little different way that's a little bit outside of our comfort zone, and I thought we got rewarded by the baseball gods for putting some balls in play, got some infield singles, and Ed Johnson and Caden Rosa, a couple of beautiful bunts. So it's good to have to win in different ways. The pitching was just outstanding. Jackson Reynolds gave us a great start, pounded the strike zone. You know, it's good for some of these pitchers to pitch through a little bit of traffic, and Cade Woods was awesome out of the pen. Really exciting to see, you know, somebody that's got, you know, he's been up to 95, 96, and got a really good breaking ball, and he's somebody I think can really help us on getting the league play if he continues, you know, on the path that he's on, and obviously Riley there and getting 2 punch outs in the last inning. So good game for us, you know. So we've put together, you know, we haven't been perfect, but you know, 5 in 6 days that you know, it's a good starting point for us. Pleased with the team.
Last season, well, you guys lost to UT Martin. It was your first midweek loss of the season. Did you point to that game at all when talking about, you know, I know you've been stressing the importance of midweek games heading into this year. Did you point back to that game at all and reference it at all when you were trying to develop or trying to make the guys want to focus on midweek games?
Yeah, I mean, we really did have a UT Martin highlight video playing in the locker room and team lounge about 4 hours before the game. But, you know, I've been telling the kids that the Tuesday is the most important day of the week, and you know, we lost some midweeks we shouldn't last year, but to me it just kind of speaks to our mentality. You know, I just, you know, I've seen it for 20 years being in this league, but I just don't understand how you can be more excited to play on Friday than Tuesday. I mean, what does the day of the week or how many people in the stands or the opponent affect your mentality, how your level of focus, the intent with which you do things. So to me, the result of winning on Tuesday is really going to be reflective of our mentality, and you know, we weren't great yesterday, and I'll let the kids know, and I'm really pleased with the way they responded today.
How pleased are you now that you're 2-0 midweek games to start the season?
Well, it's a long journey. You know, it's a 14-week season, so look, we're off to a nice start, and we all know it's going to get a lot tougher, and 5 games is such a small sample size. But with that being said, you know, we're doing a really good job, and I've said from day one I really like this team. I'm pretty pleased.
Mac, you had 5 home runs in 57 games over 2 years at Florida. Now you have 2 in your first 3 games in Tuscaloosa. So what changes have you made offensively to, you know, kind of flip that switch?
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of just am more confident in myself at the plate. I mean, it was being now my 3rd year in the SEC. I mean, I've seen it all. I've been in a regional. I've caught the best pitchers. I mean, I think it's just a confidence thing. I know what I can do, and I'm just going out there and having fun.
So no, you and Jackson Reynolds both new in Tuscaloosa this season. So were there kind of any challenges building a rapport and a chemistry with him coming into this start today?
No, I mean, I get close with all the pitchers because, I mean, I'm back there for them. And I do anything I can for them. And I mean, Jackson had a great start today, and I was just back there helping him out.
Mac, you guys have a crazy little helmet down there in the dugout.
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah, where did
the Homer helmet?
Yeah, where did that come from? What's the story behind that?
I'm honestly not really quite sure about it. Jim showed up today with it, and I mean, I love it. I think it's hilarious.
Oops, sorry about that. Yeah.
I hope to see it a lot, unfortunately.
Coach, you know, you don't get too many back-to-back midweek games. So with you using 5 pitchers yesterday, how big was Cade Woods' performance today, kind of saving that bullpen?
Yeah, it was awesome, you know, but we're at that point where, you know, I really feel like our pitching staff, I think, with the exception of Grayson and Ben Hess, they're kind of in a different stratosphere, but, you know, there's a lot of parity, you know, so we need to pitch a lot of guys and settle into some roles. And I mean, I like our depth, and you certainly hope you get some guys out there 5 or 6 times, you figure out their strengths and weaknesses, and hopefully a couple of guys emerge that you are the most confident in pitching in those high leverage situations. So, you know, again, Cade took a big step forward today, and it was his 2nd outing, and you know, you got to get guys out there 3 or 4 times. And, you know, the hitters, you play 4 games and you get to, the 4th game, it's their 4th time out, and these pitchers, like, it's the 5-game mark, and we've got some really good guys that have only pitched once, so, I'm glad we can get back out there for 3 games this weekend, and get some more guys out there.
Coach, you alluded to it earlier on, but early in the game you were able to lean on small ball to produce offense. As the season goes on, how important is it for you to know that you could score in multiple ways if you have to?
Well, you have to do league play against some of these. Everybody's got bazookas on Friday, Saturday night, back into the game, and it's really challenging to string together 3 or 4 hits in an inning off of some of those guys. So you're gonna have to create some offense, and that's why the home run is a big thing. You can, a blooper, a 6-hopper, and in a home run, and that's 2 runs versus trying to get 4 singles in an inning. So, but yeah, there'll be another game when the wind's howling in. There'll be another game where we're having a really hard time squaring up, the opposing pitcher. And it's a good thing knowing that we've got a lot of athleticism up and down the lineup. We've got some guys that can handle the bat in the short game a little bit.
Coach, just want a statement from you regarding the change in schedule you guys have this weekend.
Yeah, it was really unfortunate. If you look at the way I schedule those first 4 weeks before league play, I would really like to go on the road once, and really like to go somewhere that's a cool life experience for the kids. And this is the 2nd time we've tried to go to Pepperdine. The pandemic messed us up the first time, and I hate talking about weather 3 or 4 days out, but the logistics of flights and that forced us to make a decision early. And if you look at all the weather apps, they're getting 2, 3, 4 inches of rain over a 72-hour period, and it's very highly likely that if we had made the trip, we would have flown across the country, sat in a hotel for 3 days just to potentially play a doubleheader on Sunday. And for me, the biggest piece of it, baseball-wise, is we're in a rhythm, we're playing, we're making progress as a team, and we're really trying to extend these starters, build up their pitch counts, and the thought of pitching Grayson hit on Sunday and then bouncing him back on Friday in week 3 of the season, when you're trying to develop some stamina with those guys, it just was not the best thing for our ball club. So I hate it. I'm sure it really messed up parent travel plans, and it's not what anyone wanted, but it's the best thing for our ball team.
It'll end up being 12 home games in a row to start the season. Do you think that'll work to your advantage or disadvantage in terms of getting ready for SEC play?
Well, I think it's important to go on the road once before you do a league play, but the good thing is we have an older team. All these guys have traveled a lot. They're not going to be giggling over, getting on a plane or being in a hotel like the little silly freshmen do. So, again, I wish it had worked out differently, but I think we'll be fine. One thing I forgot to mention, anybody see right field? It was rocking up there, man. I wanted to take my shirt off and go hang out in right field, especially after we popped up a couple times early. But just really appreciate our students, man. Probably a good thing that I didn't have an opportunity to do that when I was in college, because my GPA would have been a lot lower. But we really appreciate the students in right field.
Anything else? All right.